What's going on, Dolphins fans? We're going to get a little bit ballsy on today's show, and that's not because I'm just talking about trading away Tua and trading for Deshaun Watson. I'm saying it because today's show sponsor is Manscaped. Now, if there's any guys out there that you look down there and you're like, you know what, needs to look a little bit better, head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code Dolphins, where you can save 20% off, and you're going to be able to get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Now, the main topic of today's show is obviously breaking down a report around Deshaun Watson potentially being a target for the Miami Dolphins. And to people who are watching this show a lot, to people who are subscribed, to people who are Dolphins fans, this is nothing really all that new, because ever since Miami drafted Tua Tagovailoa at number 5 overall in the 2020 draft, there's been a lot of question marks. There's been a lot of people out there wondering, would Miami be better off if they decided to move on from their quarterback? Now, I will give Tua a lot of credit, because I think for the amount of BS, the amount of crap that has been circulating around the Alabama product, he's done a very good job deflecting it, and he did a good job yet again. So Tua was asked basically about all these quarterback rumors that continue to swirl, and, you know, he did what Tua does. He looked nonchalant about it. He was like, I don't really care. And he said, if it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So he's used to all the trade rumors. He's used to everything going on. He's also used to people probably doubting him his entire life. So here's the thing that I want to know from everyone watching right now. How worried should Tua be about being traded? Because, I mean, let's hop into our time machine. Just a few months ago when the NFL trade deadline was around, there was multiple very credible sources that said the Dolphins could actually end up trading this young man away. So how worried should Tua be about being traded? Scale it from 1 to 100. 1 being he shouldn't be worried at all. 100, he should be really, really worried. Now, I can guarantee a lot of things in my life. I can guarantee that I'm going to pay my taxes. I can guarantee, unfortunately, one day I'm not going to be around anymore. I can also guarantee this. If Tua does end up getting dealt, we are going to be making a video about it here on today's show. So make sure you hit this subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those notifications, because I don't want you to be that friend that you hang out with once in a while on the weekends. They try to talk sports to you, and you're like, dude, just stop talking. Stop trying to impress me. Don't be that guy. So subscribe, turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson potentially getting traded to the Miami Dolphins. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports ready to break this down. And the reason why these rumors are reappearing or really starting to create a lot more smoke is because I would say a lot of people that follow the Dolphins consider the Miami Herald a pretty credible source. And somebody inside the Miami Herald wrote an article saying that the Dolphins are interested in a Watson trade. When I saw that, my job is to go ahead and break all this down for you and give my 2 cents on it. Now, here's the thing, according to this report. The Dolphins have been looking for an elite quarterback. Obviously, remember all the old rumors a few years ago. Tank for Tua, tank for Tua. Then you went ahead and you drafted quarterback number 5. Obviously, when you take a quarterback that high, you're hoping that Tua Tagovailoa can be elite. The issue is this. Not only is he not elite, I'm not 100% sure, and I really don't know if even the Dolphins are 100% sure if he's ever going to be just an above-average quarterback. You know who is an above-average quarterback? You know who has shown glimpses of being elite? It's Deshaun Watson, whether that's throwing the football or being able to run it. I mean, look at some of these numbers here, and I get it, y'all. He didn't play in 2021, but Deshaun Watson, with the amount of talent that's been around him throughout his entire career, he has really, really done well. I would say the Houston Texans had maybe the worst offensive line last year. They gave up 60 sacks. You saw how bad the Texans are overall, even this season. He led the NFL with 4,823 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The QBR, but what makes Deshaun a little bit more, even more dynamic, is that he can actually run the football. Deshaun also doesn't have this amazing laser type of arm, but he can actually get his body into it. He's a lot more accurate than I think than Tua ever was. And I'm sorry, not that Tua's not a winner. Deshaun is a winner. He's always been able to be a winner, and being able to take down some of those great Alabama teams like he did deserves a lot of credit. 444 yards on 90 carries, 3 touchdowns, over 30 first downs picked up. That's the type of elite quarterback you can get. And if you have a chance to go out and get him, I'm sorry, but you need to go ahead and do it. So what says y'all? Do you want the Dolphins to trade for Watson? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. I respect Dolphin fans. I know you're a very, very passionate group, but you have to really think about it here. I am absolutely 100% typing my Y for yes. Now, I'm also going to throw in a but because Deshaun Watson is still facing 22 allegations against him. If those 22 allegations come back and he's okay, then yeah, he's probably going to be the top quarterback I would say Miami should go out and get. If it's still cloudy and you want to wait until that stuff dissipates, then that's totally different. But if Deshaun Watson wants to be a Dolphin, then you go ahead and you make everything happen to try to get him down there in Miami Gardens. Now, if you're looking down below and your Miami Gardens is an absolute wreck, then you need to go ahead and get the Lawnmower 4.0. How do you do it? Head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code Dolphins. Can you remember that? I sure hope so. 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Now, I'm not good at math, but anytime I can save money, I'm always about it. Usually this thing is $89.99. We're hooking you guys up with only $71.99. It is the best tool out there. It's safe in the shower. It's got a long battery life. Comes with different blades. Also, that light on the edge there, it's really, really key. Has anybody ever tried to get into their Dolphin blowhole down there? And you're like, wow, it's really hard to see. This thing is going to help you do that. So manscaped.com, promo code Dolphins. And if you like what we're doing here on Dolphin Show, then hey, give us some love. But also, your balls are going to thank you. That's literally their slogan. On it, and then on top of that, proceeds or portions of the proceeds, they actually end up going to help ball cancer as well. So the Lawnmower 4.0, promo code Dolphins, manscaped.com. We're going to keep on talking about Tua Tagovailoa here because, again, I have a lot of respect for Tua, and I'm not usually somebody that just comes up here and says, oh, hey, look at all these numbers in. But when you look at the numbers, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, he's had only one fumble this season, lost fumble, but he's put the ball on the ground 8 times. 2,544 yards, and from a statistical standpoint, it's not great. Now, does he have a running game? No. Does he have an offensive line? No, he doesn't. Do I like the 2 OCs that Miami has? I do not. But the issue is this. When you look at how good Joe Burrow has been, when you look at how good Justin Herbert's been, and if you have an opportunity to get somebody like Deshaun Watson, you are crazy for settling for Tua Tagovailoa. And some people are like, well, Mitch, it's been 1 year. Well, it's not really just been 1 year. I get it. 2020 was a shortened year, and he played in a limited fashion. And in 22 career games, I've seen enough. I have seen enough to confidently be able to go up in front of all of y'all, go up in front of all of our viewers at Chat Sports and say that Tua Tagovailoa is never going to be an elite quarterback. And if you're Miami with that defense that you have, I'm sorry, you need to try to go out and find somebody. And again, it's not all on Tua. It's literally since the hip injury, he's not been 100% the same. Brian Flores hasn't done a good job of hitting on some of his draft picks. They haven't done a very good job of creating an offensive line and a wing and environment around him. But this all just comes down to me not disrespecting Tua. It's you have an opportunity to get Deshaun Watson. You got to go ahead and do it. Now, everyone out there is like, well, Tua led us to a 7-game winning streak. It's not really 100% true. I mean, 2 of the games won, Jacoby Brissett started. And then let's talk about the other 5 games that the Dolphins won that Tua started. Here are the quarterbacks that Tua went up against. Week 12, Jets. Does anybody think the Jets are a good football team? The answer is no. Their starting quarterback, Joe Flacco. Week 13, Carolina, Cam Newton. He was good for 1 game. What about Week 14, Mike Glennon? No, Giants. What about the Jets again? This time you got Zach Wilson. He hasn't been good. And then Week 16, you got Ian Book. Ian Book. These 5 quarterbacks are bad, and that is the only way to be able to simplify it. So if you're proud that Tua led the team to these wins over these guys, shame on you. Watch the game. It was the defense. The defense is the reason why the Miami Dolphins won these games. Now, sure, he had a good drive here in this Week 15 game against the Jets, but he also threw a pick 6 on the play before that. So all I'm saying is this. Tua's not the reason why they were winning games. So is it time for the Dolphins to move on from Tua? 1 for yes, 0 for no. And I've been talking about this for basically the entire time I've been making videos here on this Dolphins channel. And, you know, I released a Tua Tagovailoa replacement video a few days ago on the channel, and I've been getting a lot of backlash from it. There's going to be people that support him. There's going to be people that don't support him. And if you want to win, and if your ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl, the answer to this question is 1 for yes. And the reason why I'm typing 1 is because you should never settle in life. Whether it's, I don't know, bad YouTube content, whether it's a quarterback that's average, you should never settle in life because you only get 1. So why would you settle for a quarterback that's not elite when you have a chance to go ahead and get an elite quarterback? And people are always like, well, does Deshaun Watson even want to get traded to the Dolphins? according to a lot of people who I trust and according to some people like the Houston Chronicle, I mean, that's what they're saying, that he actually would. Heck, Deshaun Watson has a no-trade clause in his contract. He has already come out and said, or his team has, that they would waive that to end up going to the Miami Dolphins. So here's what the Houston Chronicle released this week. Watson wants to go to Miami, and the Dolphins have had the most interest in landing the Texans cornerback since the start. After getting another good look at current starter Tua Tagovailoa in his second season, nothing has changed. If anything, the Dolphins likely are even more convinced that they need Watson because Tagovailoa hasn't shown himself to be a franchise quarterback. In last week's 34-3 loss to the Titans, which broke the Dolphins' win streak, Tagovailoa was 18 of 38 for 205 yards with an interception, 4 sacks, and I'll also throw in he lost a fumble and put the ball on the ground another 2 times. Tagovailoa probably is an NFL starting quarterback, but it looks like he'll never be elite, and the Dolphins are ready to do whatever it takes to land an elite quarterback. Now, here's what I would say to Tua, and here's what I would say to all the Dolphin fans out there that really want Tua around. I know what he said earlier on. He's not worried about it. He's not listening to it. For you not to be worried that your team's going to trade you away, I would say I'm going to call you a liar on that. Now, sure, players got to say what players got to say, but there's no way that you're going to hear all these rumors talks, you're going to hear all this stuff, and it doesn't bother you at least a little bit. So this is what I would say to Tua. He needs to go out and have himself a good name. Why? NFL media, people on YouTube, NFL fans, Dolphin fans, they're going to have recency bias, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to remember the good. So if you can go out in Week 18, if you can go out and take care of business up against New England Patriots, beat them twice in one season, pretty impressive to me, then that's what fans are going to remember. If you go out and have another game like the way that you just had up against the Titans where you're in the playoffs essentially, you got to win, you lose 34-3, you show just a lot of limitations, that's also what people are going to remember. So here's what we're going to talk about. The Dolphins and Patriots game. This is what it's going to come down to. I really truly believe if Tua's bad in this game, he's not going to be the quarterback next year. If he's really good and they win this game, then there's going to be a lot more hope. And so, you know what? Maybe we should keep him one more year and try to build an offensive line. Try to give him a running game. The Patriots, they lost the first time they played, 17-16 week 1. If you don't think that Bill Belichick has been thinking about that game going up against one of his old disciples and Brian Flores, you're crazy. Now, the over-under in this game is 40 points. I've already bet the under. I've been betting unders on Dolphins for the past 7 weeks, and minus the one Jets game where they won 31-24, I've been hitting my bets. So go ahead, put your money where your mouth is if you want. The Patriots, 6.5-point favorites up against the Miami Dolphins, which, again, the over-under is at 40. So before I leave you all, I want you to go ahead and look into that crystal ball. Try to predict the score. I'm going to be looking down to the comments because I'm going to know if I see some score predictions, I'm going to know who made it to the very end of the video. So predict it. Dolphins up against New England, Week 18. Seriously, down in the comments, let me know your score predictions.